Hey guys, we are Group 1 and we are here to present an article which discusses the significance of IIT into businesses for the near future. So without wasting any time, let's get started. For every company, digital solutions are becoming the oxygen which allows a business to breathe and run at market speed in today's world. Digital is now mainstream in every business and across every sector. It isn't just about those tech giants like Amazon, Flipkart, or unicorn startups like Ola and Uber that we all recognize. IDC predicts that by 2022, fully 80% of revenue growth will depend on digital offerings and operations. For IT function of the future, this means your organization can live or die by the way it delivers technology services, responds to issues, and manages expectations. So now we should look into the essential ingredients of IT business. To begin with, we have market speed, dynamic investment, flexible IT workforce, modern delivery, customer trust, and data as an asset, or we call it data is the new oil. So we should straight away start with market speed model. So moving to the future of IT, fundamentally changing the IT operating models, the way IT estate works, bring the value forward to the business in ways that will enable connected enterprises benefit. Now we talk about market speed model. For many companies, this means embracing an ecosystem of federated IT and business-led capabilities and external partners. Instead of a single monolithic structure, the operating model of the future is a blend of different structures and speed tailored to meet product or service objective. The rewrite of the traditional to the modern delivery operating models realigns capabilities and people from siloed projects and run activities to full stack customer experience teams that enable the delivery of new products and services at speed and scale. For rewriting the market speed model, there are 4 parameters that we need to look on. The market speed model needs to be flexible, needs to be scalable, decidedly human, and more of a better architecture. When we talk about flexibility, there should be connect between different levels of businesses and their operations. When we talk about scalability, there should be the scope of introduction of new capabilities to the business. When we talk about decidedly human, decisions which are taken through the operating model needs to be taken by the higher ends or the executives. When we talk about architecture, the architecture is basically the map of the whole model that needs to be redesigned in order to provide better production and assistance. Now we move forward to the second part, or we should say the second ingredient of IT business, that is dynamic investment. Large investments are losing favor to small. Do you know that? And more frequent investments that return value quickly. Organizations are increasingly thinking like a VC, placing smaller bets more often and incentivizing experimentation. This is a significant shift for IT, finance, and business stakeholders. Companies that thrive in the digital era embrace the following IT investment principles, and they are: fund value instead of projects, adopt iterative and linear funding. Next, decentralize and deallocate the decisions. And also we should avoid catching bad ideas faster. And the final and the most important is the communicational transparency and its value across the whole business. The results speak for themselves. By shifting to a dynamic investment model, a large healthcare company improved forecasting accuracy to over 95% in 1/10 of a time, while reducing the cost of their application portfolio by $100,000 annually. Now we move forward to the part 3, or the next ingredient of IT business, and that is flexible IT workforce. You might see that it's one of the most important aspect of an IT business. IT workforce have gone through change after change in recent years, as we all know. Outsourcing changed the way an IT workforce was provided. IT workforce basically revolves around three parameters: automation, talent, and operation. Within the context of market speed operating model, the IT workforce will be the lead facilitator and connective tissue throughout the enterprise. This builds the automotive feature of IT workforce. Talking about talent, the IT workforce need to emphasize over the emergence of new talents and new ideas to give the IT workforce a new dimensional thinking towards operation. Now, as we have moved forward to operations, so now we will look into the earlier operational models of IT workforce and the new operational models of IT workforce. Earlier, more experienced workers were emphasized, were taken into account, but now new employees, or the youth we should say, are the millennial component of the IT workforce. Since we have talked about operations,
more and more high-performing organizations, their best leaders and managers, and top talent are realizing that flexibility is the future of work. Flexibility in where and when work is done, and to focus on outcomes, not hours in the office, helps employees feel more engaged in the work they do, which in turn makes it easier for them to work harder and smarter while reducing absenteeism. Having more control over your working conditions is also critical for employees to manage their work and life commitments. This not only makes for happier and healthier employees, it also helps them perform better at work. It's no wonder that 4 out of 10 women and men in Australia would reject a job offer if it didn't meet their flexibility needs. So flexible working can make people and teams more productive, and it can help organisations attract and keep good people. But what does flexibility look like? Ways of achieving flexibility include adjusting work hours, job sharing, or working some hours from home. No doubt, managing flexible workers and teams is a critical management skill. It requires a focus on performance and collaboration, and often means new systems and approaches need to be introduced to ensure everyone benefits. What could workplace flexibility look like for you?
now we move forward to the delivery component of IT business, and here we name it as modern delivery. Delivery is one of the most important component of a business, and here's rightly said that successful modern delivery organizations take a holistic approach and put changing the culture in the middle by simplifying and aligning and fully empowering business and IT teams. Recent Forrester's research confirms that companies that undertake a combined Agile and DevOps transformation approach are 15% more likely to achieve business value, 15 to 25% more likely to gain business and IT alignment, and 35 more likely to improve technical qualities. Early adopters like Spotify and Capital One embrace the connected enterprise, building loosely coupled and tightly aligned squads that move fluidity while staying rigorously aligned toward narrow objectives and goals. Now let's move on to the next and the most important aspect or the ingredient of IT business, and that is trust of the customer. The lack of trust cost global brands a $2.5 trillion a year. IT increasingly find itself in the center of the trust conversation, from how data is used and protected to how products are developed and deployed. In a KPMG's 2017 CEO Outlook survey, it was revealed that 61% of CEOs believe that building customer trust is their top priority, and 92% of C-suite executives worry about the impact to reputation due to trust in data from the customers. 76% of CEOs see investment in cybersecurity a protective measure towards more volatile data of their customers as an opportunity to find new revenue streams. And it's surprising to know that 40% of CEOs are prepared for any kind of cyber event happening to them in the near future. This all concludes that data security and customer trust are most important aspect for a successful IT business. Since we have covered all the ingredients, of IT business, one last ingredient is left, and that is data. Today, as we all call it, data is the new oil. Let's dig into it and explore how and why we call it the new oil. The reason could be recognizing that data sits at the very core of the business and that everything else flows outward from the value of unlocking it is a fundamental to truly become a connected enterprise and move at market speed. Data is an organization's most strategic asset. Yet, despite spending billions of dollars, many organizations still struggle to capitalize on it. And this could be the major reason why we say that data is the new oil, because it brings about the revenues and capitalization of a company. The promise of data is a very powerful thought. 5G driving the explosive growth in the number of connected devices, the rise of vast sensory networks, and the rapidly evolving methods of using and analyzing data, while data storage, transfer, and processing costs continue to decline, will fuel new business models, technologies, and an ecosystem of companies that provide everything as a service. These are the factors which promotes the data to be one of the most crucial and important asset of a business. There are 4 parameters on what the data is being judged: the promise the data makes, the emergence of chief data officers is one of the biggest consequences of the importance of data among the businesses. Curation and supply chain. Curation means that the data is carried out in a more architectural way in order to provide better understanding of the operations and success of a business. And next, the way it is being carried out is through a supply chain, basically meaning that the sequential ordering of data flow across the business is constructed in order of a supply chain.
The best ways to transform your data into a strategic asset. Data is the lifeline of almost every organization. For a successful digital transformation journey, businesses must rely on the gathering and analysis of data to archive desired objects and gain strategic advantages over competition. The writing is on the wall. Companies that are data-oriented perform more efficiently and can easily get ahead of the competition. Getting to this point begins with cultivating organization culture. The people who drive the importance of data should be visionaries who can envision the future of your organization. These visionaries emphasize the importance of data in driving meaningful and informed decisions. Treat data as an asset and empower employees by giving them the required tools, training, and workplace culture to understand how data can and should be used. Organizations that are data-centered don't just survive, but thrive amidst digital disruption. Success with data can be achieved by taking care of 3 points. Number 1. Undergo a complete digital transformation to make your enterprise data-centric. According to an IDC report, over 85% of enterprise IT organizations will be committed to a multi-cloud architecture. Number 2. Get complete control over your data and secure it in a hybrid cloud environment. To become data-centric, small details must be taken care of, including the location where data will be stored, maintaining compliance, and ensuring security at all times. Number 3. When data is kept in silos within organizational departments, it is very difficult to identify correlations and come out with better decisions. When data is centralized, you can easily harness the power of this data and help in the growth of your organization. Industry leaders are using hybrid cloud and enhanced data functions to help drive business goals and results. Deploying data services across such a cloud function can enable faster response times and inform the identification of new opportunities that lead to growth in the market and in customers.
So I would like to conclude this presentation and would like to thank for your attention, and we hope that we produced something to trigger your minds towards the upcoming businesses and the IT integration towards them.